Peace, peace. Peace and wholeness. Yours truly, Ivory Soul's Journey. What's going on? So, tribe, early risers. This is for those who are up, who rise early. We'll give it a couple minutes to see who all is up. As you come into the chat, let me know if you can hear me. We'll give y'all a couple minutes to come in here. Let me know if you can hear me. Can someone drop a comment and let me know if you can hear me? Would appreciate that. Let me know if you can hear me. Thank you, Jess. Appreciate your reply. We'll go a little further now. Well, how is everyone doing this early morning? How you doing this Saturday morning, Jess? Hopefully everybody's doing good. Hopefully everybody's doing great. I feel good. I feel well rested. Sometimes it's just good to let the body re-energize, revive, recharge, renew, all of that good stuff, right? We're going to have a conversation this morning. And I think it's a timely conversation, a conversation that should be had. And that's how we're going to do this. Give me 1 second here. And let me share this with a couple platforms here. Give me 1 second here. 1 second here. One second here. So try 1 second here. I'll be done here in a second. I shall be done here in a second. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. I'm almost there. Bing, 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 bing. I'm there. This video is for information, clarification, confirmation only. So just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Never try to force any reader's messages or anybody's messages to fit your situation. It's the heart, the mind, the body, and the heart, the mind, and the soul that allows the body to know in the 3D whether or not this is a message for you. Now, the message can be heard by anybody, but I don't want nobody to force any information into their situation. Yes, you can. Email me. The information's in the description box of the video, Anita Sankar. So never try to force these here readings or these messages that you are hearing online. Always factor in anything in the 3D down here. You got positive and negative. And the reason why I say that is you got positive and negative. You got light, you got dark. You got right, you got wrong. You got left, you got right, and so on and so forth. Always remember that. Having said that, there are readers that comes to AI. What is AI? Where I am right now, where you are right now. What does it mean? Artificial intelligence. What is artificial? Something that's fake. There's a difference between great Kool-Aid and great concentrated grape juice or grape wine. You drinking great Kool-Aid, it's going to say on the package, artificial flavors. You got some dark ass readers that operates on the dark side, practitioners. Some of y'all call them warlocks, voodoo priests. The energy that they're taking part in is from source. It's from the universe. Where else is they going to get it from? It's just that it's a choice, like a two of wands. It's a path. Some of us choose to utilize our gifts as a light worker on the light side. And some of us choose our gifts and use it on the dark side. Same source, different choice, different path. A lot of y'all have survived some dark ass shit and some dark ass people. Let me get that out of the gate. Y'all didn't think y'all was gonna be able to make it. Give me a second here. Let me get my little protection incense going here. Yeah. Some of y'all did not think you would make it. And I'm not just talking about through 2023. Some of y'all didn't think that you would make it when you was a child. But you survived. Some of y'all have been in some situations. You didn't think that you was going to be able to come out of it. But you survived. Some of y'all have dealt with dark ass people. Family, friends, exes, whatever. You survived. A lot of y'all don't know why you survived. I'm still here. I'm just getting some stuff going on here that I should have did before the live. But in other words, you made it. They didn't think that y'all was going to make it. Some of y'all don't know how divinely protected you are in the ethers. Some of y'all don't even know your spirit team. They know you. They know you. That's why they protect you. Because you had some dark ass people doing dark ass things behind a little dark ass scene. And it worked for a little while for some of y'all. Because some of y'all, how about if I say some of us? That way it won't look like I'm just excluding me. We're all down here together. Don't forget to hit that like button. You You didn't think you was going to make it. You survived. Some of y'all had to pass a test. You didn't even know if you were going to be able to pass it or not. Because one, you didn't know you was being tested. But you were. And because you were being tested, right? You good now. You passed the test. You survived. There's some dark ass, evil ass people on this planet. And don't you ever forget that. And don't you ever think that all of your family, friends, and exes love you. For you dark readers who come to my channel and now you realize, dark readers, that your shit didn't work. You didn't know the covering or the protection that I had. You thought I was just this normal Joe Blow coming on social media, coming on AI, as my dad say, just to swap, spit, and talk shit. Oh, but you found out something, didn't you? Mm-hmm. Some of you family, you didn't think that I was going to make it through your little dark attacks, did you? But I survived. Some of you frenemies that I don't fuck with no more. You thought your little dark attacks and your little spells and your little evil eyes was going to work, but it didn't, did it? Because I survived. One or two of you exes that likes to come to my channel. Let me just say this for y'all. It didn't work, did it? Okay. Let's move on to more positive things. Spirit wanted me to speak on you surviving. Because many of y'all don't even know you survived. You just know you still here. You don't even have no earthly idea, no spiritual idea, no godly idea of the dark attacks that was coming against you by people you once loved, cared for, and shared a life with. Some of y'all know this here. And for those who knew, you didn't retaliate. You protected yourself and you sent that shit back. Every day, people wake up. And the only thing they got on their mind is to stop or hinder you. They don't want you to stay on this here purpose journey to where you just on this journey, you want to know who you are and what you were sent to do. They don't even want you to know who you are and what you were sent to do. They tap into ancient records, trying to see what's coming towards you. They flip cards, trying to see what's going on with you. They call on dark energies, practitioners, dark doctors, trying to find out. Some of them went to practitioners. They went to dark priests and high priestesses, and they lied on you initially. Some of these dark priests and priestesses, they already got a shitload of karma coming towards them, and they know it. But it was something about you that even some of these dark practitioners, these dark priests and dark high priestesses, they told certain people, I'm not going to bother this person. I'm not going to tap into their energy. Even though they was referred to people, certain people, who they thought can get shit done because it worked on other folk. That shit didn't work on you. And these dark entities told these liars, these backstabbers, look, I'm not going to bother their energy. And the person of interest asked them, why? What's wrong? You can't do it? And these dark energies told this person of interest, they're protected, and they're by the universe, by the universal God source, they're protected. And I can't touch them, nor do I want to be totally annihilated, destroyed. They didn't want no more karma. They already got a shitload of karma. So the person of interest start going to others until they could find someone dark enough to take on their dark ass assignment to try and destroy you, hinder your blessings, hinder love, block your money, just block. Obsessed. So they found them one. Some of them went to the extreme to deal with people from foreign countries, to come and attack little old you. Well, let me say this to y'all. Everybody that came against you, the whole entire fucking group is under judgment. You got to learn how to open up your mouth. Whether you know something or not, high priest, on the light side, you got to learn how to open your mouth and say, Spirit, universe, God, I return all of this negative energy and attacks that comes against me back to the universe and to the place of origin and the person or people of origin. And I do so with love and light. And I pronounce judgment on all of these dark energies that came against me. Amen, amen, ashe. And leave it right there. You got one more test coming. One more test. Some of y'all, everybody's on a different timeline. Everybody vibrates different. This is not a specific message to a specific person or about a specific person. But some of y'all, your final test is coming. And for some of y'all, this test, it will not be with a past person. It'll be with someone else embodying the same damn energy as the past person. For some of y'all, this final test will be family, friends, and exes from your past that you don't fuck with no more. They're going to be returning, and they're going to be your final test. Out of here. Give me 1 second, y'all. You know, y'all didn't see what people was doing behind the scene. Your intuition and your gut instinct told you that whatever they was doing, it was dark. It wasn't right. So you began to do things to protect yourself. Yeah, you did. You began to do things to protect yourself. It was all instinct. All instinct. You felt some type of way. You know it wasn't your energy. You bound that energy. You transmuted that energy. You returned that energy instinctively. Because you're a high priest or a high priestess. You're connected to spirit, source. You have protection over you because you have a divine purpose of being here. And that's what you're interested in. Soon as you transmute negative energy, soon as you began to transform, evolve, and do the shadow work that most people don't want to do. Soon as you started doing these things, the wheel began to turn. And as that wheel began to turn, whereas they thought that they had you down here at the bottom of the wheel, that was an illusion. And then you realize, as you did those things I just mentioned in the wheel of destiny, the wheel of fate began to turn. You up here now, and they're down here. And those who attacked you down here now, those who attack you, man, the best thing that I can do is give you an analogy of you are in a war. You are on the battlefield. You are on the front line. And this is you. This is someone else. And this is someone else. When you are in these here warfares, folks, and you're right here, keep focusing on what's in front of you. Don't look to the back. Don't look to the left. Don't look to the right. Keep fighting, moving forward. Why? Because there's going to come a time, folks, that when you look back, if you're not spiritually strong enough, you're going to see people that are perishing because of what they did to you. It's the spiritual war. You're going to look to the left, and somebody that was right there fighting on your side, their whole head is blown off. You got to be strong enough Soul Tribe, that when you see shit in the future, when you see people in the future, when people return to you, you're going to have to be in this empathetic energy. You're going to have to forgive these folks. They're going to tell you some shit that they've done to you, and they're sorry, and they want you to forgive them. You're going to have to. Don't make it a choice. You're going to have to forgive these people. I didn't say you're going to have sympathy, because that's different than empathy. Somebody saying I'm sorry is different than somebody saying, will you forgive me? Because in order for someone to come forward and say, will you forgive me? It took a great deal of conviction and karma. Because to ask for forgiveness means that I know I did something wrong towards you. To come and tell you, Soul Tribe, I'm sorry, I just want your sympathy. What are you going to get out of somebody saying I'm sorry? What, you supposed to say I'm sorry too? You ain't did shit to him. I ain't say you was perfect. There's no such thing. But if you know you ain't did nothing to nobody, if somebody entered your life, family, friend, or ex, and they exited your life, or you had to leave this dark energy behind, and you didn't retaliate, and you know they spoke ill on you, that's spell work. You know they spoke negative and lies on you, that's spell work and manipulation. And you chose to keep your mouth shut like a high priest is supposed to do. You chose not to retaliate or seek revenge, nor were you in this vindictive energy. But they still came against you to attack you. Now, you're at the top of the wheel. You're at the top of destiny. You're at the top of fate. You got one more test. And it's coming soon. Depending on your timeline, by the time we get into the new year in March, you'll see there's a setup. And for many, this is the year. And as I've said many times, Pluto on the 21st of this month enters back into Aquarius. So Pluto does not like to be in that element energy of Capricorn, if you will. Doesn't matter if you're a Capricorn. I'm not down in no Capricorns here. Because it's a lot of ego. It's a lot of materialistic. It's a lot of physical in that 10th house. It's a lot of things people trying to achieve, light and dark, in that 10th house. But in that 11th house, that's hope, that's healing, that's dreams coming true, that's humanitarianism. So Pluto works good in that 11th house, and it hasn't been there for 220 years. If you go on your phone right now, or if you go anywhere, any search column, and you type in what was going on 220 years ago, it's going to shock you. So whatever you come up with in your research to find out what was going on 220 years ago, that energy is prevalent again now. And boy, you got some dark energies shaking in their boots. You know why? See, Here's the thing about Pluto. It's all about rebirth, death, transformation. Pluto energy forces us to undergo the necessary changes in order for you to get to that next level or for you to evolve spiritually. Pluto gonna bring up the dark shit, the hidden shit, the shit we don't want the world to see or know about us. That's what Pluto does. Now, all of this dark energy is about to be exposed. Pluto sometimes can represent or cause challenges or power struggles. Yeah. People who don't give up on the argument. This planet forces us to confront our shadow self. So with Pluto moving into the 11th house after being in Capricorn, it will go back in Capricorn in September of this year. And then on November the 19th, notice the timing now, after your elections, on November the 19th, Pluto goes right back into Aquarius. And it's going to sit there for 20 years. So that means all of this hidden shit around the planet, all of this dark shit around the planet, all of this shit that people been doing behind the scenes, under the moon, going to the graveyard, going to the crossroad, going to dark practitioners, going to dark priests and high priestess, going to satanic leaders, if you will. A lot of these damn fools, they know. You don't know. I know. A lot of these dark energies, they're shaking in their boots. Once you engage with this temperance planet called Pluto, your life will never be the same. Before all of these religions, before all of these books, these planets was above this planet called Earth. And Earth is one of the, if not the most low vibrating negative planet in our solar system. This is where souls come to learn lessons and receive blessings. Sometimes these blessings comes in the form of wealth and abundance, prosperity. Sometimes these lessons comes in the form of spiritual wealth, spiritual abundance, spiritual blessings. Give me those. But now, here we go. Every 12 to 31 years, it takes Pluto to move through an astrological house. It's a slow-moving energy. It's a distant planet. So when it shows up, it cleans up. But now, we have a great deal of humanitarian crisis that has already started globally, and it's going to intensify. Some is already happening. Come January 21st, just watch and see what I tell you. I've been sharing this here now for at least the Soul Tribe here on this channel for a little over a year. The humanitarian crisis that's getting ready to hit us, folks, is going to be nothing like this world has ever seen before. Let me tell you something. If you are not spiritually prepared, because the universe has already shifted, so all the planets are shifting, including Earth. And it's shifting into a state of higher consciousness we call the 5D. And let me say this to you. Some people, they don't want to go into this shift. They want to stay in this here negative, low vibrating ass 3D, the matrix. So they're going to be stuck. So for those of us who are seeking and evolving ever so slowly towards the fifth dimension, a higher learning, a higher state of consciousness, Pluto's going to be a blessing to you. For those of us on the dark side who choose to do dark shit and who choose to stay in this low vibrating ass 3D, this matrix, Pluto is not going to be so nice and kind to you. They're not. I was with a client. This client told me that a whole damn family and a group of people came up against them. I said, how do you know? The client said, I felt it. God showed it to me in dreams, and I received downloads, and I knew my life was different. A lot of these karmic situations stems from past life and childhood. When I did that video ghosting, some people, your own mother and fathers, ghosted you. They just left you. Some people ended up in foster homes. Some people ended up with distant relatives. Some people ended up with total strangers. Yeah, your parents. Yeah, some of our parents were karmics in our lives, here to teach us a lesson. You choose your parents. Your parents don't choose you. So there was a lesson for you to learn from this energy, because in past lifetimes, they were not your parents. They were just karmics that crossed paths in your lifetime and all of your lifetime to attack you. You're always going to have dark and light, even in the universe. But the light always wins over darkness. Can you imagine just existing in darkness your whole life? Never seeing no light, just darkness. And then all of a sudden, this huge beam of bright light comes into your presence. And it's almost like it's blinding. And then for the first time, you feel that energetic pull, positive energy. And it uplifts you and it inspires you. It gives you hope. Because what? You can see now. Some of y'all went through a period of darkness. You couldn't see shit. You had your eyes open. It's because there were dark energies trying to distort you from moving towards the light. Because they know once you got to that light, Pluto was going to expose their asses. And now you're going to see people for who they really are. You survive. There's one more test coming. One more test. If you've learned your lessons of the past, if you've learned your lessons of past lifetimes, the universal God source is about to present you with your final test. After this test, pass this test, your life is never going to be the same, folks. I'm telling you. Never. You're going to reach back. You're going to reach back. When you pass this test with Pluto in the 11th house, you're going to reach back with your abundance, your wealth. And you're going to help people. Because you're a humanitarian. You're an empath. Your divine feminine principle energy. Some like to say a high priestess or a high priest, the Hierophant, or empress. And some of the very people who attacked you, who came up against you, family, friend, or ex. Like I've shared with an analogy before in the past, before I go. It reminds me of that story. And that's all it is a story, but just take the analogy. Just take the narrative with Joseph. Some of y'all are spiritual Josephs. And just because you had a dream and that dream consists of a purpose and you shared it with people, or you shared it with family or friends, or you shared it with an ex, they didn't like that damn dream. Because just like in the story with Joseph, they was going to have to bow before you. They was going to have to humble themselves. And you told them that. They didn't know that a famine, shortage of water, shortage of food, a drought was going to hit the planet. But he told his brothers and his father. So they left him on a road that heads to Egypt. And there was a caravan of Egyptians or merchant people. These were melanated people. And they saw Joseph on the side of the road, so to speak. Left for the wolves or whatever to eat him and shit. Wild beasts. And they scooped Joseph up. They took him back to Egypt. Cleaned him up. And he became second in command next to the Pharaoh. For those that know the story. Then all of a sudden, there go his dad. He's the governor of Egypt. There go his dad and there go his brother. He saw them But they had their heads down. They would kneel down, just like he said. And they said that they came here because they heard that there was food that was sweet and that was grain in Egypt. But they didn't have any. And they got an elderly father. And he had to help those who left him for dead. And when they found out who he was, can you imagine? You tried to take out, kill, destroy, send negative energy to someone that you love and that love you. And you know you tried to take them out. Now you standing before this person and they're your only hope. That's a humbling ass energy. That's an instant ego death. And some of y'all are going to have to experience this with people. 2024 and for the next 20 years, while Pluto is in the 11th house. So a final test is coming. Final test is coming. And you pass this test, you're going to be like Joseph. But you're not going to abuse your power like others have. You're not going to say to these people, I ain't getting you shit. I remember what you did to me. I remember how you left me. No, God gonna say, give him some water. Give him something to eat. Give him something to wear. Give them some resource information so they can get off the streets. That's what you're going to do. That's your final test. There are going to be divine spiritual connections that takes place after January the 21st. I'm not saying that it hasn't happened, but it's going to be heightened after January 21st and for the next 20 years. Because the crisis that's about to hit this planet, there's going to be a few of us that the universal God source is going to show favor because of our hearts and our purpose. And we're going to end up having to help people. Even people that attacked you, that left you for dead. You survived past life traumas. You survived present life traumas. Now your reward is great. Physical and spiritual rewards are going to be great. And people are going to be shocked when they go through their ego deaths and they're now humble just to raise up, not rise up, but to raise up. And the only person that they're going to see, and the universe is going to allow this to happen, is you. And only because they've gone through that ego death will they humble themselves and come forward and ask you for forgiveness, because they know they tried to take you out. They didn't know you was protected. They didn't know your spiritual team. They didn't know what you meant to God, if you will. They didn't know that you had favor of God or the universe. They didn't know that God and the universe and your spirit team loved you. They didn't know that your spirit team and your ancient ancestors chose you to clear karmic debt for ancient generations that was attached to you. They didn't know that. Yeah, they tried to dig into your ancient records, your Akashic records, and so on and so. And when they found out who you are, instead of them coming and joining you, the ego told them to attack you. And all of these practitioners and readers and dark priests and dark high priestesses and warlocks and voodoo doctors, all of these folks is going to have to perish because of one damn asshole that went to them and lied on you and lied about you. Now these dark energies, once they realize who you are and the karma that has been brought upon them because of somebody else's greed, lies, and deception, they're going to turn their faces towards these dark energies, towards these people who brought these lies and deceptions to them about you. That's how it works. It's called karma. They're going to have to, like they tried to sacrifice you, they're going to have to, when the wheel turns, they become the sacrificial lamb, if you will. Trying to sacrifice you, inevitably, they end up sacrificing themselves. All because you didn't get revenge. You shared with them a dream. You shared with them some secrets. And they went and shared these dreams and secrets with dark energies to come against you. A whole group of damn people. It's going to be sad to some of y'all to find out that your mother or your father or your sister or your brother or your niece or your nephew or your best friend in the past or somebody you considered a close friend, even a former husband or a former wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, ex-lover, whatever. It's going to be shocking to some of y'all when you find out the extent that these people went through to attack you. And you ain't doing shit to them. All you did was pick up the ashes, the phoenix, and you picked yourself up out of this damn mess that you were partly responsible for being in, because why? You overlooked these red flags and shit about certain people. So the universe says, okay, I'm gonna have to dip you down there for a little while, but I'm gonna cover you. Because I know your intentions was pure. It's just that you inherit some dark karma dealing because of who you associated yourself with. So you had to go down. Yeah, it was hard. Yeah, some of y'all was homeless. Some of you lost your jobs, your homes, your cars. You had to move in with family and friends and strangers and shit and go to shelters and shit. Yeah, it was hard. But that was your lesson. Now it's getting ready to turn into a blessing. You pick yourself up. You let the universe dust you off and speak them words in your ear. Now let's go focus on your purpose. Don't worry about who did what. You clean that. Let's go focus on this purpose. And then the wheel began to turn to your favor. When it turns to your favor, it turns to somebody else's disfavor. And now these people can't manifest a loose cigarette. These people owe people. These people's lives are falling apart. A lot of these people was living decent lives when they left from you because why? They use your energy. They use your energy. Now they can't use it no more. And Pluto getting ready to expose their asses. And they're going to have a choice. Stay in that ego and that dark side and perish. Come towards that light, you. And get that shit right. Other than that, they're going to perish in their fucking misery, in their darkness. A lot of y'all ain't even seeing this, what's going on behind the scene. A lot of y'all don't know what some of these people are going through, have gone through, and will continue to go through behind the scene. That's not your responsibility to know. Your responsibility is just like that combat story. Don't look in the past. Don't look to the left. Don't look to the right. Keep fighting. Keep moving forward because you survived. The worst is over. It's over. It's over. The worst is over. You survived. And your final test is you're going to have to forgive these dark energies. Y'all be safe out there. We'll see y'all later. Peace and blessings.